Hey guys, what's going on? Needs more drums? Back in Court Farms for the next episode, which is actually going to be the penultimate episode of our 1000 cow series. We got some work to finish up on the farm before we head on to potentially bigger and better things, but other adventures await us either way. But yeah, before we head out, we have to get the winter crops in the ground and take care of a couple things on the farm. So right now, I'm actually hooked up to this fertilizer spreader here, and we're actually going to pick up some lime because we got to get some lime down on some of the fields. And I'm going to jump into the mini map in just a second and explain what we have to do today. What fields we got to work on and such. And I actually think where is that station? I think it's coming up here on the left. We got the guard. Yep, there it is. All right, cool. So just before we pull up here, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the mini map and I'll talk you guys through the plan for today. All right, so as you can see, we got a couple of our helpers, Jerry and Peter, are working hard already. It is about noon, and so I spent the morning collecting some bales. We have tons of silage bales, and we'll see when we get back. They're, from fields 84, 85, 109, just all these fields over here. And if you recall, in the last episode, we actually purchased 62, 64, and 55. So the goal is we need to move. I want to have access to all of my crop fields throughout the year, which I didn't have last year. Field 58, I actually wasn't able to reach. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to move 58 and 60 over to 62 and 64. So these will become crop fields. We just got to cut a silage off them, so that's good. 60 and 58 will become grass fields, and then 59 and 57 will remain as crop fields. Now, we do need to get some lime down on 58, 59, 60, and 64 to be able to do that. And then we also have to get fields 58 and 57 plowed because we just planted corn on them. So that's what one of our helpers is over there doing. I forget who's in which tractor, but it's always hard to keep track. But one of them's over there already getting to work on that. So hopefully that will get done by the end of the day. Who knows though, because it's actually it's quite a big field and it takes quite a bit of effort to get that all plowed and ready to go. But yeah, so we're gonna go pick up this lime and then get some winter crops. Get it spread on the field and then get those cultivated. And then hopefully, I doubt we'll be able to get to it today by the time we feed the cows, but definitely tomorrow we'll be able to get those winter crops in the ground. So hopefully we can get all of this done in one episode. If not, we'll just have to save it for the next one, which, like I said, will probably be the last one. We just have after we get the crops in the ground, it's kind of just one more cut of silage, just feeding the cows, same old, same old. But yeah, I'm excited to get on to some better things after this, something different. We've been doing this series for almost a year now, so can't believe that. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump back in the tractor, get this line filled up, and head back to the farm. And I always forget just how cheap it is to buy lime in bulk from the local, lime store or storage facility or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it only cost us $2,000 to get 11,000 liters. I mean, if we would have bought that in big bags, it would have been probably, quite a bit more. Or maybe, I mean, I know lime's like not the most expensive thing, at least compared to fertilizer, but still, $2,000 is, $2,000. It's really nice. We'll probably make that up in slurries today anyway. Speaking of which, the cows actually don't produce milk at the moment because they're all in various stages of reproduction, which is good because we'll have some more calves on the farm. I deliberately left some room in the barns to prepare for that, and then whatever we don't have room for, we'll sell and get rid of maybe some of the adult cows and kind of raise some of the calves if we have to. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, or if we get there by the end of the series. If not, then we'll let Jerry and Peter take care of that. But because I actually don't know how bad it's going to be when 1,000 cows reproduce. It's going to be pretty crazy around here. But yeah, either way, they're not producing any milk. So right now our slurry is actually our only form of income. And so I'm thinking, we do have quite a few silage bales. We do have quite a lot of silage in the bunker silos. So maybe we can even just take a load of bales, especially since we have one more cut for the year. We can maybe take a load of bales and go ahead and sell that for some additional cash for the year end. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's go ahead and looking at the mini map here, we got to go head over to field 58 first. Maybe. Field 59 is right here. We can knock this one out. We got to get lime on this one anyway. And it is good to get the lime on the ground before the it gets cultivated into the soil. So we want to lime first and then get it overturned into the soil. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. Go ahead and get started with this. It's been a while since I've used this this tool, so it should be fun. See what happens. All right, and there we go. Pretty much done with that field. Took literally less than an hour. I love using these fertilizer spreaders. Everything just goes by so quick, you know? So always nice to have some tasks that don't take like all day. But anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and move on to, 58 needs it, and 60 as well. So it's gonna go ahead and knock both of these out, and then I will talk to you guys when we have finished with all of these fields. All right, so just getting done with our final coat of lime on our last lime field. So actually, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's the last one we had to do for the day. So we got 64 here, and then 58, 59, and 60 all right here, all ready to go. So now we're gonna go back, probably hook up to the disc harrow, I think, and do a little bit of cultivating, because I have not done that in a long time. So we got one of the fields still being plowed. Looks like some good progress over there. You can see just off to the left there, it looks like they're almost like halfway done already over there. So that's really nice. Didn't think it would go by that quick. Cool. Looks like we might get that done today. I know there's supposed to be a little bit of rain today, just like, tiny little bit of showers in the evening, nothing crazy, I don't think. So we should be able to just keep working for a couple more hours, and then pretty soon we're gonna have to feed the cows anyway. So once the rain comes, probably gotta take a break. And I know the big barn's probably going through food like crazy since we first started. Actually, I should probably check that, because they might even need it now. So let's go ahead and head back real quick. Tractor's looking really, really dirty at the moment. I do love this mod though, this real dirt mod that lets you the color of the dirt changes to whatever surface you've been working on. So if you're driving on lime, it gives this white dusty look. You're driving on leveling some silage, you're doing a lot of grass cutting, your tractor gets like a really dark green. So we're gonna leave this spreader loaded for the time being, and we'll come back to this a bit later. But let's go ahead and just check on the cows first and make sure that we don't need to feed them. But I am going to give this tractor just a quick rinse, because the lime can get, a little bit corrosive and stuff. That's one thing that we don't really want to leave on the tractor. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll clean up the trailer a little bit later before we, head to bed for the night. We'll get it unloaded and get it cleaned up so that, we take care of our equipment as well. But let's go ahead, wash this up, and then check on the food levels of the cows. All right, so yeah, looking at the big barn here, it looks like we should go ahead and drop off a load of food real quick. The rest of them should be fine, at least for the rest of the day. And then let's actually check the weather here real quick. So yeah, it looks like we're expecting a couple hours of rain in a few hours, so we still have some working daylight left. Let's go ahead and load up the mixer wagon, and we'll go head down to the big barn and get them some food. Alright, so I lied. So I think instead of doing some cultivating, since it is going to rain for a little bit, I'd rather cultivate the soil when it's not raining. So we're actually just going to go and collect some more bales for the evening. Going to go collect some of those hay bales that are sitting on the field. I think I still have like 2 fields left of hay bales that need collecting. So I'd like to get those off because then we need to eventually get back and do another cut before the winter. So want to make sure that those fields are clear so it doesn't impact us later. But for now, we are actually going to refill the tractor because we're running a little bit low. Let's just do this real quick and then we'll jump back in, head over to those fields. And I'll probably just wrap that up a little bit off camera and then talk to you guys, in the morning, and we'll get started on some cultivating. So see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, and good morning. We got done putting lime down on all the fields that need lime, at least the ones that, we're going to plant crops in that need lime. I'm not really too concerned about the grass ones that need lime. We can do that at, another time. I'm not super worried about that. But overnight, we had quite a surprise on the farm. I had a feeling this was coming, but I didn't know that it would be so soon. So let's go ahead, look at our animal overview, and if we scroll down, and you'll notice we have some new calves, which is crazy. I didn't know that all of the cows were about to give birth right now. So we have, this is crazy. On the home farm, we have only 22 calves, but from the big barn, we got 96. We got 96 new calves, and that means we have a total of 118 new baby cows on the farm. So a couple of these are overcrowded now, these barns. So what we have to do is we're going to have to move some of these little baby cows to some of the other barns. And, I know in real life you probably wouldn't really mix your breeds, but that's kind of what we're going to have to do for some space constraints right now. And I think it's fine because, the calves are very young, but obviously you'd probably keep them with the moms if you had to, well, like in real life. But this is a game. We're gonna do what we got to do, and having 1,000 cows on the farm is pretty nuts. So instead of like constructing a new barn, we're gonna have to just mix up some of these cows and just kind of call it a day. So what we're gonna do is we are going to lease a trailer, but the store is not open yet. And we're gonna lease a trailer. We're gonna have to make about 20 trips. I already know the trailer, the one that I'm going to get, and it can hold only 6 cows. So we're going to have to do about 20 trips to some of these barns. And so I did some of the math. I went and looked at all the capacities of the barns, and it looks like all of these, the smaller barns, like the that group of 3 barns, 1, 2, and 3, and then that 4th one that kind of sits by itself, they all have upwards of 50 free spaces. So I think I'm going to put, a few of the cows in, just kind of split them up amongst those barns. I would like to keep, I don't know, maybe like, I don't know, we have some of these dairy cows. Maybe I'll put these in, just this one, since we have like a lot of space in this one, and then I'll split these since they're, these other dairy cows here, since they're the brown cows, maybe I'll put them with the other brown cows. I don't know. It's just, it beats getting, a full a full barn. Another thing that I could do is maybe like move some of these together, but I don't have the space for that. You know, this is 150, this 150. I think we have like 200 spaces total in some of these. So, I mean, it is what it is. Again, typically you wouldn't probably mix breeds, but we kind of have to at this point. So, whatever, man. We'll figure it out. It's fine. It's just a game. I'm not a real cattle farmer, so don't, you know, yeah. Don't judge me too much. But anyway, aside from that, we got to wait for the store to open to go pick up our trailer. So what we're going to do now is we are going to probably just jump in this New Holland and empty out some of these slurry tanks. There's a lot of slurry that we've accumulated over the past couple of days. And we can actually sell some milk again. So since the cows have given birth, they're producing milk, and that's going to be great for us. We could use a little bit of the cash. We fell below the 100,000 mark, which is, you know, by all means, not very bad at all, but helps to have a little bit of cash on hand, you know, if we need to invest in some new equipment. But yeah, so I'm going to jump into the New Holland here, start emptying some slurry. I'll probably have, you know, Jerry Peter might jump in the milk truck and go sell some of that, perhaps. And then we'll rent that trailer and get started with that. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit once it's time to go pick that up. Right, so we got some slurry emptied out from some of those tanks, especially the one at the barn that's kind of by itself. It's not always easy to get to that one because that gate is pretty tight turning off of the main road here. But we decided to do that, and we got plenty of that done, which is awesome. Got some milk sold, which is awesome. And as you may notice, the bank account is a little bit lower. I actually decided to change my mind, and I actually pulled the trigger on a smaller but still quite large cow barn for the calves. So I'm just going to put all the calves in that barn because I think, you know, typically, like, at least on some of the farms around here that I know of, they may separate the calves from the rest of the cows. And I know this is quite a big operation, and I don't know if they would do that or not, or if they'd keep them with the mothers. Again, I'm not a cattle farmer, so I have no idea. But at the very least, you know, we won't be mixing like baby calves with different adult breeds of cows and different heifers. So a little bit, you know, more realistic, hopefully. But again, you know, not super ideal. And I mean, I know that I just like no time has passed, and now I'm saying that I just built another barn. But you know, sometimes you got to sacrifice, you know, one unrealistic thing for another. And I'd rather have my calves all be in one barn and kind of separated from some of the other adults, as opposed to having a bunch of mixed breeds with different, you know, age cows and stuff. It's kind of whack, and you know, I don't want the overcrowding to impact the health of the cows. So, and plus, you know, with the seasons and stuff, the way the game is, you figure like we're doing 3 days a season. Obviously, over time, you know, you could construct probably a cow barn like that. You know, take definitely not overnight, but or a few hours, but you know, it would take probably a couple weeks. But you know, 3 days, you figure like 10 days for a month, and a lot of these are prefab. So hopefully, you know, if people got somebody good, like a good contractor, maybe they could put up a cow barn in 10 days. Who knows? But anyway, so we got that purchased, and I actually will show you where I put it a little bit later. It's just in that small field by the huge barn down on like the you know, bottom part of the farm. And I figured I would take the Ford over to go pick up our trailer. I don't know if this will be able to haul all the cows or not. I figured the trailer's not too big. The cows, you know, don't weigh. I mean, they do weigh a ton, literally, probably. So they do weigh quite a bit, but hopefully it wouldn't. I think the Ford would be able to tow it, at least with this small trailer. And the reason that I'm using this trailer is because it's got a pretty short wheelbase. Should be pretty easy to move around the farm if I can actually hook up to it. And, you know, I promise I'm not incompetent at this. Just gotta line up a little bit better. Talking and driving is not always my strong suit. And there we go. Good. Okay. Getting a little worried there for a second that I wouldn't be able to hook up to this trailer, but we're good. So let's go ahead and go back to the farm. And yeah, this should be all right. This trailer's not too big for this tractor, I don't think. So yeah, let's go ahead and go back to the farm, and then we will start moving some of these cows. Like I said, it's probably going to take about 20 trips to and from the each barn to the new calf barn that we're going to put some of the cows in. So let's get back there, and then we'll start moving those. And if we don't get the crops in the ground today, I'm not actually super worried about that, because tomorrow is not supposed to rain either. We might have some time later to get some of the crops in the ground. I'd rather get this done and make sure that the cows are all, you know, healthy and well fed, as opposed to just focusing on getting our crops in the ground. We still have, honestly, like 2 months to do that, get another cut of grass in, so I'm not really worried about that at all. But like I said a billion times, let's go ahead, start moving these baby cows to their respective location, their new home on the farm. I will show you guys where the barn's at in a second. All right, there we go. Got our first load of cows in. Little baby calves. I think we're good to go here. So we can only move 6 at a time. Again, it's going to take quite a bit of time to get this all done. And you can see right there is our new barn, straight ahead there in the middle. And we did have to do a little bit of terrain work to get... Oh man, I'm not going to make this turn here. We did have to get a little bit of terrain work done to get that to fit, since there's actually quite a steep slope over on that side of the farm. That's all right. You know, we leveled it out a little bit, and it looks pretty decent in my opinion. Not my best work when it comes to terrain, but hey, sometimes you gotta, you know, sacrifice a little bit to make something work. And I'm happy with that. I'm okay with having a barn in that field. That field was a little bit small anyway. You know, we just kind of use it for grass here and there. So I'm not too sad about losing that, considering that we bought like a ton of new grass fields. And we have a significant amount of silage on hand right now. So not too worried about that. Yeah, let's go ahead and just move some of these cows back and forth. And I will talk to you guys in a little bit. So we just got done with bringing all 118 cows into this little barn, little baby cows. And I know the breeds are mixed up, like I said, but you know what? I think it's better than having them in the other barn. So now we have a nice little calf barn. I already got them some food, so they should be good to go for now. Speaking of food, though, we do need to go and feed some of the other cows. They're getting a little bit low, especially some of these barns over here to our right and right in front of us here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that before I actually return this trailer, because I don't want them to run out of food anytime soon. So I'm going to just do a quick load of food, return this trailer, and then I will think about what else we need to do today. Excuse me, my voice is a little bit weird today. We had a lot of they just cut the grass next to my apartment building, and I have terrible grass allergies and stuff, so probably a little bit of, you know, not too ideal for recording, but it's all good. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I would like to see what time we have in the day. I bet you we could get at least a field or two planted, and I think that's going to be the best option for today. Now, I know we had a little bit of rain, the ground's a little bit soft, but I don't think it rained all that hard, so we should be able to still get a tractor on the fields. And we can either maybe get some grass in the ground in some of those fields that we want to make grass fields, or maybe we'll be able to get feel the crops from the ground. I'll think about that in a minute. But for now, like I said, let's go drive back to the farm, grab the John Deere, which I believe is already hooked up to the feed mixer, and we'll make a round of feeding for all of the cows, and then I will talk to you guys after that. See you soon. Okay, so here we are, just unloading our last load food for the cows for now. I think this should all be good for the night, and it's only 5:30. I know we're losing a little bit of daylight since it is the fall, and you know it's getting pretty dark a little bit earlier, but I think we should still have some time to do some other work on the farm. So I would like to, we could do a couple of things. We could either collect some bales. We have some silage bales sitting in the fields. We could even cut some grass, honestly. We do need to get on that a little bit, at least within the next few days. There are a couple of grass areas that we could cut kind of around some of the barns, some of those bigger grass areas, you know, that we used to cut before. I could back this trailer into the barn correctly. Let's get a little bit more room here. There we go. But yeah, other than that, I think we actually might go ahead and try to plant a field, although I am kind of tempted to wait till tomorrow because I know that we need to spray them pretty quickly as well. It's always beneficial to spray the fields as soon as we get the seeds in the ground so that the weeds don't even have a chance to grow. So let's actually just go and do a little bit of bale collecting. I think that might be a good idea for now. And then we can have all those bales off the field. You know, we'll be able to start fresh and get right to mowing when we need to in the next, you know, couple of days or even the next month or so. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we will see what happens tomorrow, and we can probably start getting some crops in the ground tomorrow because I think the weather is supposed to be pretty nice. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit while I do some, after I do some bale collecting. Yeah, so here we are, fields 84 and 85. I lied. I'll talk to you guys now real quick. Fields 84 and 85. Still have tons of silage bales on these fields. I would like to get these picked up so that the grass has a chance to grow, you know, nice and fully, and we can, like I said, just get right to work when the time comes to cut it again before the winter. But yeah, we could see, actually we can't see them now, but over the hill there, one of our helpers is over in the field. Again, I forget if Peter and Jerry, I forget who's in what tractor, but one of them is over there plowing the second field that we need to get plowed from our corn harvest. I think it's field 58. And field 57 was already plowed, so that's good to go. So we'll be pretty much ready to go for planting tomorrow. We have our direct drill seeder. We have plenty of seeds, plenty of fertilizer, and I think we might even have plenty of herbicide to put in the sprayer. So tomorrow's going to be a big planting day as long as the weather stays, you know, in our favor. And yeah, I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, I forgot to return the little trailer that we were borrowing today to move some of the cows around. So after this, we'll just go ahead and drop it off at the store. I know it's probably going to be closed, but I already talked to them. You know, they said just as long as I get it back tonight, I can just leave it outside the gate, and then they'll take it in the morning. So I'm not super worried about that. We'll just deal with that when we're done, or I might even have one of the other guys go run down and drop that off for us. But yeah, things are going pretty smoothly today, I must say. We're getting the feeding down to a science now that we have an adequate supply of bales and silage in the bunker silos, and then, you know, even outside the bunker silos. You just wait until you see the stack of silage bales that we have. It's really, really exciting to be in a place where I'm not super stressed about the amount of bales that we have and the amount of silage. So we might need to make some more hay in the next cut, I'll be honest. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And it looks like this field to our left is already ready to go again. So we might cut that. Maybe not, probably not tomorrow, but maybe the next day. Maybe we'll get a cut of hay in, or tomorrow if it's dry. Maybe we'll do that too. But anyway, lots of things to think about. I'm going to go ahead, jump into a quick little time lapse with these bales, and I'll talk to you guys when I'm done. So see you in a bit. Okay, so we're coming off the field here, field 85 back there, with a perfect load of bales. I love it when this happens. I love it when it's the trailer just has the perfect amount of capacity for all of the bales that you have left on a field. I pulled up to the last one and I said, no way, this is going to be the 24th bale on the trailer, and sure enough it was. So we are done with both of those fields. It's currently 7 o'clock. With it being October, we're losing daylight, and you know, I like working at night. If you actually didn't notice, I am using the increased light range mod. It really makes working at night so much more enjoyable because you could see quite a bit better compared to the base game, so it helps to, you know, just provides that extra little bit of range and visibility in the dark, since Farming Simulator is just like pitch black at night. But anyway, look at all of the silage bales that we have. This is amazing. And I know they don't last as long as you think that they will, but the fact that we have one more full bunker silo that we haven't even touched yet, and we have probably another whole round of mowing to get done before December, when the grass stops growing, we'll be able to get some additional hay and some additional silage. So that is just, this is fantastic. We might even be able to have a little surplus of bales that we could sell as some passive income if we play our cards right. So that'll be awesome. But yeah, like I said, it's getting a little dark. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. So I'm just going to go drop off that trailer. The field 58 was plowed, and so they're going to bring that tractor back. A lot of the slurry's been emptied out for the day, which is fantastic. And yeah, we're in really good shape for the evening, so I think it's just going to be an early night, and I'm going to go bring that trailer back to the store, drop it off, and then come back and get to bed. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit in the morning, where we will hopefully get started with some planting after we feed the cows as per usual. So see you guys in a bit. All right, and good morning, guys. Back for another day here on the farm, and I think what we're going to do is jump into some planting. So I got the cows fed for the morning, at least that should hold them over for most of the day. And then we have the John Deere already hooked up to the planter. We have all the seeds and the fertilizer and the hoppers here. So we should be good to go. And then while we're doing that, I'm going to have Jerry and Peter actually start on a little bit of grass where, see, they already got the mower over there at the our custom field right there. And then field 109 right behind the shed here also is ready to be cut. So we'll get that going as well. I think we're going to make some hay with those. We have tons of silage bales, as you saw just you know, a little while ago. So I think we're good on silage just for right now. And then we'll convert some of our, well, I guess when we do our last cut, probably in the next episode, we'll have some more silage bales from that cut as well. We'll kind of split some of the remaining fields between hay and silage, I guess. You know, yeah, we'll use both. So anyway, a little bit of haylage. But yeah, so let's go ahead and jump in the John Deere, and then I'll bring up the mini map in just a second to show you the plan for the crops. All right, so we have fields 57, 59, 64, and 62 to plant. And so as you can see, 62 and 64 are already grass fields, so we could probably just go right over those. I don't think we actually need to cultivate them. We do have a direct drill seeder, which is awesome. So we could actually, you know, just go right over our existing crop fields and we shouldn't have any problems, which is going to be the case for field 59. And 57 we had to plow because there was corn there. But yeah, 62 and 64, we should just be able to plant those directly. So in terms of crops, we're going to do wheat in field 59 to follow our crop rotation. So if we jump over here, you can see our rotation has been oat, corn, and wheat. And then this just repeats. We don't actually have any fallow years in this. So, and we still get plenty of high yields just by the variations of the crops that we're using. So for field 59, we're going to do wheat for, actually, no, I was wrong. For field 57, we're going to do wheat because that is, as it shows here, after corn. And then 59, we're actually going to do oats and then corn in 62 and 64. So that should give us another pretty significant corn harvest, which is pretty awesome for the next year. So we might have another 2 bunker silo, you know, corn silage harvest again. But yeah, so let's actually go ahead and we will start with field 59, and then we'll jump over to field 57 since this one's a little bit bigger and I want to see how long it takes to do 59. Plus, I want to stay out of their way in this field here, so we're just going to go jump over to 59, get some oats planted. Let's jump into a little bit of a time lapse. So I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, so we're done with field 59, and it just had a little bit of a revelation. 64 and 62, I want to plant corn in those fields, and I forgot that can't use this to plant corn because this is a seeder. Duh. Don't know what I'm thinking there, but we're gonna go over to field 57 then, get started on seeding that. But yeah, so that actually means that we do need to use our disc harrow or possibly even a subsoiler to go through 62 and 64 before we plant that corn. I think if you do the subsoiler, you get a little bit of a yield bonus. Oh, pretty bumpy there. But we might just use the disc harrow because it's a little bit bigger and it's a little bit, you know, easier, and time is kind of the essence because it is supposed to rain tomorrow. So that would mean we probably, I don't know if we're going to be able to plant anything tomorrow. But actually, you know, let me check the crop calendar real quick because I want to see if we can even plant corn yet. So yeah, I don't know what I'm so worried about. We can even plant corn until the spring anyway. So we have another grass harvest on those couple of fields, which is awesome. So, okay, cool. That really cuts down a lot of the work that I thought we would have to do. We have to only plant 2 fields today. Granted, one of them is the massive field 57 over there. Let's go ahead. We'll refill our seeder to the maximum capacity. I forgot that for some reason I thought the fertilizer was going to be the quickest to go, but apparently it is the seeds. So we have to actually unfold this to be able to access the upper compartment. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get this filled up, and then we'll go head over and plant field 57. And you can see that Jerry and Peter are hard at work with the hay. Everything is going very smoothly at the moment, so can't complain here. Let's just get back to work. Alright, so here we go. Check this out. 5% left in the seeder. And we are just about done with field 57, which is the biggest field on the farm, and we almost have it all planted without having to refill the seeder a single time, which is kind of amazing. But anyway, that being said, I think we're going to call it here for an episode today. So in the next episode, which will be the last one of the series, we're just going to finish getting our crops ready for winter. So probably get a little bit of a spraying done. If we need to fertilize, we will, but I think we'll have to wait till the first growth stage for that. So we might have to wait a little bit more, but we need to spray these. And then do a little bit of grass work. Just feed the cows, and then we'll be good to go for a little, you know, at least the next little bit until some of our other hay fields are ready. But that probably won't be for another month or so. So we'll cross that bridge a little bit later if it comes to it. But I think I'll leave Peter and Jerry to finish up the last bit of work before the winter, and we will head on to some other ventures that I've been looking into. So very, very exciting things ahead. Just one more episode left to wrap some of the things up. And then we'll, like I said, we'll move on to bigger and maybe better things. Maybe it'll be worse. But either way, new series is coming. Stick around. It'll be fun. I'm really excited about it. It'll be a nice change of pace. I feel like I've been doing this forever, and I really have been doing this forever. It's been about a year, this series. So until the next episode, have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Peace out. See you in the next one.